I think you told one of our producers that the person you saw going out of the theater to get and come back, whoever came back in, the one who went out had a goatee.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's correct, yeah. Prior to the movie even starting, when I came and got my seat at the theater, a guy walked in into the auditorium after me, sat into the very first right row, and got a phone call, took his phone call towards the emergency exit, not the lobby, and had his foot propped open by the door. It seemed like he was making gestures, trying to find somebody or trying to have somebody come to his location to where he currently was. After that, I had already stepped out of the auditorium to bring my friend in, and when we came back, the movie was just starting, lights were dimming, and that door seemed closed.
And you testified to all this in court?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Corbin Davis. I'm glad you got through it, fella.
Bottom emergency exit on the right, and we saw something getting thrown from the back of the theater, and then from his side, something looked like a canister, and it went off. The popping noises and tear gas, and then he started shooting.
So you said you saw something come from the back of the theater as well, and then the front as well?
Yeah, they both were thrown. They popped one after the other, and after they did, he started shooting.
Okay. Tell me what.
Same thing. I mean, I saw the first thing come from the middle. It appeared to be an unidentified object, but you could see gas coming out of it, so we can tell. Then people got up and they started screaming, and so we thought somebody was just hurt from the thing landing on them. And then immediately saw a man come from the right bottom exit, and then he just pointed the gun in our direction.
Later, when they hit the floor, and suddenly there was explosions, and then the gunshots started after that.
So you think at least one, maybe more than one canister?
Yeah, I saw multiple smoke trails behind them up in the air.
How did that smoke affect you? How close was it to you?
We didn't actually feel it until we were heading up towards the exit, but we were pretty high up, so.
He said he came in through an exit door.
Yeah, he did. There's, if you're kind of staring at the screen like this, he came in on the right-hand side through a side exit door. It said exit on the side, and he came through the back. There's two doors, and he came through the side.
And did somebody let him in?
No, not as far as I could see. He just walked right through. And he apparently, I don't know if there's two gunmen or not, but he was coming through the back. There was a hallway in that area that he was coming from. So he was coming from somewhere in the back. I don't know where, but he was also seen, or somebody was seen also in another theater that was across the way. So my assumption was that he was coming from the other theater to us. Background, he was going up the stairs, and we were just trying to go on the opposite side of him. He was on the left side of the theater, and we were trying to go into the right side. For a second, I crawled on the ground, and I just laid in a ball and waited for him to go up the stairs. And I said, the second that he goes up the stairs to my friend Corbin, we got to crawl. We got to get out of here. At that point, I was trying to crawl out, but then everybody was crawling back in, and they were saying, don't go over there. He's going to shoot everybody that's trying to get out of the main doors, and he was. And on my way out, I was trying to find my way out. I saw this gentleman. I had EMT training. I'm not fully certified, but it just kicked in as instinct. I saw him, and I touched his pulse to see if he was okay, and his blood got all over me, and I was trying to pull him out, and they're like, no, let him go. This guy is coming back. This guy's coming back. So I just ran.
You opened one of the doors to the theater. You noticed two young teenage girls. You said one of them had been grazed by a bullet?
Yes. When I opened up the emergency exit next to the theater, or next to the screen, I seen two 16, 17-year-old girls. One was grazed or shot in the mouth, one of those. They asked me for help. I pulled them in. As I'm closing the door, I see the shooter coming around the corner. And I end up closing the door, and I hold it for about 5 seconds.
So literally, you're pulling these two teenage girls into the adjacent theater and holding. Literally, you're pulling these two teenage girls into the adjacent theater and holding the door closed.
Right.
At that point, and does the gunman try to come into that theater?
Yeah, he bangs on the door. I held the door as much as I can, but then I got out the way.
There's a shooter in here. We need to get out of here. We need to call the cops. That's when I crossed over to the emergency exit to see if we can get out that way. And I opened the door, and I seen there was two young ladies there, and I helped them come in. Before closing the door, that's when I saw a glimpse of the shooter.
You saw a glimpse of the shooter, and he was trying to then get into the door that you were holding shut?
Yeah, well, he was coming my way at a pretty good pace. I I didn't want to take a chance, so I closed the door. He was banging on the door for about 5 seconds, and then he stopped.
What was going through your mind at this time? I know it was probably feeling like it was lasting forever, but it was happening so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like an eternity. It felt like it was going on for a long time, but I mean, I was just panicked. I was worried about, you know, if we were going to make it out. I didn't know how many shooters there were. I mean, everybody just...
16 Adam, I need a marked car behind the theater, Sable side. Got a suspect in a gas mask.